spiritual hush.
Hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, oh my Lord, what shall I do? What shall I do? Sounds like freedom. Somebody's calling my name. Sounds like freedom. Somebody's calling my name. Sounds like freedom. Somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? What shall I do? Sounds like justice. Somebody's calling my name. Sounds like justice. Somebody's calling my name. Sounds like justice. Somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? What shall I do?
Welcome to the Namakwa Unitarian Universalist Congregation. We are glad you are here. My name is AnnMarie Kajencki. My pronouns are she, her, and I am your worship associate for today. This is a come as you are congregation, and you are welcome here just as you are. I want to extend a special welcome to any visitors. We would love to stay connected, so please sign up for our communications at the main entrance. Also, if you haven't already done so, please mute mode your cell phones. Here at Namakwa UU, we foster a beloved community that celebrates diversity, strives for peace and justice, acts mindfully for the good of the planet, and inspires spiritual growth through a free and loving search for truth and meaning. We honor the ground we walk upon and acknowledge this land as the traditional and ancestral homeland of the Arapaho, Cheyenne, Ute, and Lakota nations and peoples. We recognize and honor the indigenous peoples as original stewards of this land and vow to reconcile the deep wounds that still shape our world today. Announcements this week, next Saturday, January 31st, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in Parker Hall, the enrichment class, The Power of Myth, will continue discussing Joseph Campbell's work and the exploration of meaning and transformation. Also next Saturday, the men's group will meet in Parker Hall from 1 to 2:30 p.m. Also next Saturday, January 31st, Dances of Universal Peace, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. here in the sanctuary. Coffee hour after service, please join us next door in Parker Hall for delicious coffee, tea, or water, satisfying bites to eat, and fascinating conversation. Thank everyone who is involved in today's service.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Dana Lightsey. I use she, her pronouns, and I am honored and delighted to be with you this morning. I wanted to also mention if anyone has brought any donations for teepee raisers, any bedding or that sort of thing. They had a big fire up on Pine Ridge Indian Reservation that burned down an entire apartment complex, and 20 families are out in this cold. So if you brought donations, we're collecting those in the social hall, Parker Hall. And I think you'll probably see just as you enter where that's at. So I will find out today if they need more donations, and we'll let you know. So thank you. People keep asking me, how you doing? And my answer today, I'm not okay. And I'm guessing you're not so okay either. And so today is honoring the truth of that and what we're facing. And so I want to share with you these opening words by Dana Edwards called Revolutionary Love. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my faith. My faith that our collective love united can drown out the evils of empire and hate and greed. Together we create a loving energy more powerful than any force of oppression. Do you believe that statement I just said? Let's try this again. Together, and not just us, but everyone marching, everyone who is sympathizing with all of those marching. That's the together. So you are with every single one of them. And together, the big together, we create a love energy more powerful than any force of oppression. Now do you believe me? Yes. Thank you. Because when two or more people are gathered side by side, arm in arm, shoulder to shoulder, the force of love ignites liberation. Revolutionary love calls us to know ourselves deeply, to see God in the stranger, and to find beauty in the imperfect. Revolutionary love calls us to find the divine in dirt. Dirt is definitely divine. And the holy in heartache, and the sacred in scars. Revolutionary love calls us out and then calls us back in. Revolutionary love calls us to be better and to do better. Revolutionary love calls us to heal and to hold each other, because none of us would be here if it weren't for our faith in each other. So with that faith that we have within for each other and in each other, I invite you to say our affirmation. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service its call. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. And let us share this love by greeting those around you.
Yeah, no.
Hello.
Hey, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, good. Always nice to have you here. Hey, good morning, Mary.
Good to see you.
Good morning.
Let us rise.
Look who's here. Nice to see you, Clay.
Let's sing.
You.
Well, how about a story? Anybody want a story? Come on up. Yeah. Now today, the pictures for this story are on the TV monitors today. So you might want to be able to turn around and look at the TV monitors for the pictures. Now, do you guys ever feel hopeful? Is there something that you hope for?
Yeah.
What?
I hope for my mom.
You hope for your mommy? Okay. Aw. Okay. I bet you had lots of hopes at Christmas for things that you wanted to get.
I hope for
Meow. It's so cute. Yeah. I think that we all have a lot of hope. So this story is about hope. Are you ready? I wonder what you're hoping for. There once was a tree that grew hope from its branches. Wow, that's interesting. And people came from near and far to visit this tree, plucking off whatever hope they could reach. Would you pluck up hope off of the tree? Yeah. Well, maybe there are. Then they would take their hopes home and they would hide them somewhere safe so that nothing could ever harm them. And one time, a curious girl came to the tree, and when she saw the highest hopes, the brightest ones at the very top, she knew that she wanted one of those. And so she climbed all the way up to grab the largest hope that she could find. She's courageous, isn't she? But when she got back to the ground, she discovered that her hope was different from the others. Her hope could float. And if she didn't hold on to it tightly, it would drift away far out of reach. It had a mind of its own. So to make sure she didn't lose her hope, the girl tied a string to it and tethered it to her side. She tied it to her side. It's a really good idea. I know it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think we should all keep hope at our sides, don't you think? Yeah. While everyone else kept their hopes hidden away, the girl took hers everywhere, and they became inseparable. But then something happened. Uh-oh. The girl's hope was crushed and broken into bits. Oh, that's so sad. Let's just cry a minute. That's sad. And she found all the pieces and she tried to stick them back together, but it wasn't the same. She tried everything, tossing it into the air, making it wings, tying the string as tight as she could, but her hope just wouldn't float anymore. Still, it was her hope, and she didn't want to go anywhere without it. So the girl dragged her hope with her wherever she went. Yeah. And over time, it felt heavier and heavier to pull. Everyone wondered why she kept bringing it along, and her hope, because her hope was broken after all, and there was nothing she could do about it anymore. But still, the girl would not give up holding on to her hope, until one day, the string behind her felt suddenly light. "I've lost my hope," the girl exclaimed. "There's nothing left." Sad and tired, she didn't bother to try finding all the pieces. They were probably long gone by now. Magic? Magic's always a good thing, especially in books, huh? And maybe in real life too. She untied the string from her side and she left it behind. Now life without her hope became gray and dreary and sad. The girl was no longer curious or excited. She kept to herself and took the long way home to avoid the hope tree. It hurt too much to look at it. And there were plenty of other hopes that she could grab a hold of, but she was too afraid. She didn't want the same thing to happen again. It felt safer never to have hope again. Sad. Seasons passed, though, and the girl noticed something she had never seen before: a line of small trees. were sprouting from the ground, leading back to where she had left the string. Who planted you, she wondered, because no one seemed to care for them. So she started caring for them herself, watering and pruning and helping them stand. And then something unexpected happened. On the ends of the branches, tiny hopes began to blossom, and they looked just like her hope. And below the surface of the ground, the broken, scattered pieces she thought she had lost were giving life to new blooms. And they were growing into something she didn't know was even possible. The girl's hope no longer floated. Instead, it was rooted deep and strong. And because her hope wasn't meant just for her anymore, it was meant for something bigger. The girl shared the blooms on her trees with others, and the more she shared, the more hope spread. Isn't that great? So, whatever hope you have, spread it around. Yeah, we all need a bit of hope from each other. Okay, you guys ready? We're going to sing you to class. Here we go. Oh, let's get the bridge made. That's the best part, right?
We send our children off with love, short and tall, we love them all. We send our children off with love, we hope they know how cherished they are. We hope they know how cherished they are.
A poem by Reverend Kimmy Floyd Reich titled The Flames of Love. We light the flame of commitment to stand with and work to create change until all know they are beloved. We light the flame of survival, grateful for our lives, remembering in love those lost along the road. We light the flame of change, committing to recenter toward love in hearts, in minds, in our world. We light the flame of hope, loving each other, building community, even when it is uncomfortable. We light the flame of knowledge, following the path of justice, justice that is love embodied. We light this flame of radical love to speak out for those who have been silenced, those who have been rejected for who they love, those who have been persecuted for who they are, those who have been bullied for daring to be bold, those who have been othered and forced into the margins, those who have been lonely, those who have been hurt, those who are still hurting. We light this flame as a people committed. We are survivors. We will change the world until no one lives without hope, until no one lives without justice. We light this flame and pledge that in love, with love, and through love, all things are possible.
Thank you, AnnMarie. Each week, you support the work of this congregation and all the ways that we live our values in the world. In addition to supporting this church, a portion of your donations go to a local nonprofit organization, helping us to make a difference beyond our walls. So our shared plate recipient for today and for the months of January and February is Alternatives to Violence, which is an organization that provides shelter, advocacy, education, and resources for people impacted by domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. Over the years, Alternative to Violence has been privileged to help women and men and people of all genders find jobs, safe and comfortable places to stay, learn a new skill, and care for their children and pets. So thank you for giving generously today to support the work of Alternatives to Violence. And I just have to say, we're super lucky to have Steve Feinstein back, so let's welcome Steve. Yeah, thank you.
My battery died at the end of the first song, so checking the volume now. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. Yeah, sing. Hammer out danger, hammer out warning, I hammer out the love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Oh, if I had a bell, well, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, bring out a warning, bring out the love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Oh, if I had a song, well, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. Sing out danger, sing out a warning, I sing out the love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Oh, now I've got a hammer, and I've got a bell, and I've got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the battle of freedom, it's the song about the love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Oh, it's the hammer of justice, it's the battle of freedom, it's the song about the love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land.
Thank you, Steve. Everybody? That was such a treat, thank you. That was good. Not the feedback.
It's always good to get feedback.
Always good. Well, we come together each week to support one another through all that life is bringing. And I just want to take a few moments to say life is bringing a lot right now to each and every one of us. I will invite people to share a brief personal joy or sorrow or concern. But first, I want to have a moment of silence for all people suffering, and especially for the death of Alex Petit. Petit. The latest victim from our federal agents in Minnesota. I want to share gratitude for all of the brave souls that the 15,000 people out marching in the streets in Minneapolis, and all of the people doing what Alex did and what Renee was doing, and that is to observe, to video what's happening, to document, and to blow their whistles. May we be grateful for the brave souls that are standing up. May we hold them in our hearts. And I invite you to share whatever is on your heart. AnnMarie can bring you a microphone. I think it's on, but
Good morning.
turn it up a little.
You said you were going to turn it on.
It's on.
It's not on.
It was on just a moment ago.
Good morning.
Morning, Clay.
So I'm Clay Bear, or Clay 3. On December 19th, I had an hour and a half outpatient surgery scheduled. I went in and wound up being there for 3.5 hours, and then I was in the hospital for 6 days. So this is my first time to be back in about 6 or 7 weeks. Just want to thank everyone so much. This congregation is so awesome. People brought us food. They sent cars. They visited us. They gave us grocery money. You guys are just incredible. We really appreciate it. And I'm just so very, very happy to be here today. Thank you.
And we hold you in our hearts. May we say that together? We hold you in our hearts. So glad you're doing so well, Clay. So good to see you here. Oh. Did it get bumped? It needs to be all green. Maybe it got bumped. May I see it? No, it's on. It's on. Okay.
I got it. Okay, I just wanted to share I have a brand new nephew, and I'm so excited. Yeah, he was just born like literally half an hour ago.
Oh my gosh! Wow, congratulations. Let's just leave it at that. This is orange. No, we're good. Thanks.
I have a joy. Inspired by last week's sermon, I finally wrote a proposal for my dance hall kids play place of inclusivity, and I've got a meeting tomorrow with a potential business owner who might be interested in helping that happen. So I know in 1 week it's very exciting. So I want to thank you guys, and hopefully more to come. We'll see.
Awesome. Wow, that's fantastic. Congratulations. We hold you in our hearts. May it go well. That's Katerina. Okay, others.
So we have Loretta Hogg says, this morning, or year 88 started this morning. So we might need to sing to her.
Wow, yeah, we should sing to her. Can we sing to her? Happy birthday, Loretta. Hope you're doing well. Good. And I think we have one more upstairs, then we'll come back right down here to Lynn.
And then Summer says, hello everyone, I'm back from moving my mom to her forever home with my brother. With some significant help from her new kitten, she'll be settling in and adjusting well.
Oh, great. Good. Glad to have you back, Summer. Yeah, and we hold you and your mom in our hearts. And Loretta, we hold you in our hearts too. Amen.
I think we should hold the people of Greenland in our hearts. Let them survive the day. Amen.
Absolutely. And the people of Venezuela and all those who are feeling threatened by this administration.
Chuck. So I am Kate, and I have just a short story to share about my husband. His brother is on the other side of the aisle, and so they tend to have little flashpoints about their talks about what's going on. And then his brother just decided that they were not going to have a relationship anymore, and was not calling back, was not speaking with him, was not engaging at all. Patrick kept on and on. He'd call him, he'd drop by, he'd text, and finally he got his brother to come back to the table. And so that it could have been that we would never have a relationship with he and his wife ever again, except for Patrick's insistence that they keep up on their. And I'm just so proud of him. I just had to share.
Yeah. We hold you in our hearts, and may those conversations go well. What a great example for all of us, Patrick. Thank you. I'd like to invite us into a brief time of meditation. And this morning, I would like to share with you a prayer written by our UUA president, Reverend Dr. Sophia Betancourt. She says, God of many names and one abundant love, we come with a spirit of gratitude, hearts broken, open, wide. Thank you for the visible, thriving, insistent power of everyday people that some of us witnessed through frozen lashes, caught up in the swell of humanity on the streets of Minneapolis. Thank you for a labor movement that has long taught us to right-size fear of the oppressor and lean instead into the sacred and unrelenting power of the people. Thank you for your faith traditions that are grounded in love of neighbor, a love that calls us to care unflinchingly for one another and to respond when violence comes in all of its forms. On this day, as we once again grieve in horror at the mindless and moral bankrupt murder of yet another observer in South Minneapolis. Help us to stay connected to one another as grief and rage, exhaustion and despair make their way through us and through our communities. We know that the egregious use of violence, the deployment of young children as bait, the threatening of our leaders, and the violation of our basic human rights are all tactics to trap us in fear and convince us to believe lies about our own power and moral responsibility. The cost of such terrorizing tactics are unspeakably high. Help us to prepare our resistance for the long haul. Inspire our disruption and keep us connected in these destabilizing times. Keep the strains of protest songs alive in our hearts for the coming weeks and months and years. No one is getting left behind in this time. No one is getting left behind this time. We will sing together until our songs of victory, and our children know themselves to be safe and whole. May it ever be so. Amen. Ashe, and blessed be.
Something happened in here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. Think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and carrying signs, mostly saying hooray for our side. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Paranoia strikes deep into your life, it will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line, the men come and take you away. You better stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going. You better stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going. You better stop. Yeah, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going. You better stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
that song. How about you? Thank you, Steve. The song has been stuck in my head actually for weeks. So my friends, it seems that we have moved beyond living in troubling times to living in deeply disturbing times that are unprecedented once again. You know that little girl in the story that we heard earlier who was depressed when she lost her hope? I'm guessing many of us can relate to that right now. I can. And even in our despair, there are many important seeds that are being planted, many roots that are starting to grow that you cannot yet see. Yes, as Unitarian Universalists, we are passionate about justice and human rights. We know and are committed to treating everyone fairly. And we know that we must take care of one another. And this is hard to face, isn't it? I'm wondering if our theme for the month of January may become our theme for the year, practicing resistance. As we too are called to resist, remember, we are all in this together, the big T together. And we are all holding each other in our communities. The call went out a week ago for Unitarian Universalist clergy who could manage it to go up to Minneapolis for the march and the protests on Friday and Saturday. Normally I would have gone in a heartbeat, but as many of you may know, I'm in grad school now and I had too much homework to do. I know that 200 of the 600 clergy that were there, 200 of them were Unitarian Universalist clergy. So I hope you feel proud for that representation. And it was clergy from all faith traditions. And I read that at least 100 were arrested. Reverend David Schwartz, the minister at the Union Church of Boulder, posted a long post on his Facebook page as he was flying back on the plane on Friday. And I'd like to share a few excerpts from his post. David writes, from the plane home on Friday, in our services, I often say that none of us are really alone. Even though some days you do have to trust your way through it, and when it doesn't feel true. And then there are days like today, when thousands upon thousands upon thousands of Minnesotans marching across the city in minus 10 degrees, demanding ice out, and 10,000 strangers feel like family. And now we know it was actually 15,000. This afternoon, he says, I joined 100+ clergy packing the lobby of Target's flagship store, singing our resolve that no one would be left behind this time. This is about human dignity, said a priest. And another speaker said, we Jews know from history what happens when people are detained, deported, and denied their rights. And we know that no matter what papers that we have in our pockets, we are all created in God's image. There are no exceptions. We went out then into the cold and joined with the endless flow of the crowd marching through the city streets from the US Bank Stadium to the Target Center. There is no one I know who hasn't been touched by this, a local friend told me yesterday. A mother with a child in middle school said her student came home with stories of other middle schoolers simply disappearing. She said it touches every single person in that school to live with that brutality. A friend told me that her neighbor, reviewing their doorbell camera footage after work, saw an ICE kidnapping in the intersection across from their house. The whole thing took 60 seconds from start to finish. There were no witnesses, just an empty street and her camera. And another said, when a neighbor is taken, we don't know where they've gone. A person might be put on a plane in less than 3 hours. I saw the car left behind after someone was taken, a friend told me. All the doors open, abandoned in the street, ice already gone, papers blowing out. On the curb was a wrapped sandwich they must have just bought, and a cup of coffee still steaming, waiting like a sacrament. Everyone is touched by this, traumatized by this. The terror is the strategy. Renee Good was murdered when she stopped to witness an abduction. In the 2 weeks since then, ICE agents say to other observers, haven't you learned? So there they were today, a city of people marching in the bitter cold and the setting sun. A city unwilling to pay the price that silence and obedience exacts on our hearts and spirits. Marching to demand human dignity and the rule of law. Marching as a teacher and a warning for the rest of the country. What is happening here is coming everywhere. Stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. And it's happening here in Loveland, too, and in Colorado. According to the Colorado Sun, in all, ICE arrested at least 3,500 people in Colorado from January 20th to October 15th. The number of arrests made by ICE agents in Colorado this year during that time quadrupled compared with the same period a year before. They are arresting and deporting children and the elderly in Colorado. Among the youngest people arrested in Colorado was a baby girl born in 2024, the data shows. She had a Mexican citizenship. ICE arrested her on July 30th in the Denver area and deported her August 8th to Venezuela, according to the data. Looking at this report, I'll just say there are a number of children listed as being abducted, let's call it what it is. The oldest person ICE arrested in Colorado was a 91-year-old man from Mexico on June 12th. ICE data shows he was deported on July 29th. In December, a federal judge ruled that ICE could not make arrests in Colorado without a warrant, requiring documentation of flight risk or danger to society. So that's an important win. That was just a few weeks ago in December. And a few days ago, the Colorado Attorney General launched an online portal for residents of Colorado to report misconduct by federal immigration agents. So they want to work with us. Once again, stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. We can't afford to turn our eyes anymore. I share with you now a few words that I spoke at an online vigil Friday morning for Together Colorado. There were a number of great speakers, and I was humbled to ask to participate. I said, at this time of grief and at this time of anger, we come together carrying the power of love. We come together carrying the power of peace. And we, all of us, and the big W, we come together carrying the power of justice. It is the power of the people that is speaking now, and we are all part of it, and our numbers are growing. While this administration abducts, dehumanizes, and even kills people, we are here to remind the world that each person harmed is or was a living, breathing, beautiful human being with worth and dignity, deserving the utmost respect. In 2025, at least 34 human lives ended while in ICE custody or during arrests. Since January 1st, just a few weeks ago, 6 people have died at the hands of ICE while in custody. This number does not include the murder of Renee Good, who had just dropped her son off for school and somehow got sideways with ICE officers, or with Alex Preti, who was helping a woman federal agents were harassing. We come together to remind the world to believe the truth you see before your eyes, not the manipulative lies that you are told. Yes, they are kidnapping children, and they have been for months. And let us recognize that the seeds of this brutality started a long time ago, far before this administration. Many of us look to Nazi Germany to compare, but let us remember, Nazi Germany learned their tactics from slave owners in this country. We were the model for the Nazis. But this administration is blatantly showing the whole world how utterly evil racism and bigotry and oppression truly are. And the urgency for change is growing every day. I heard that Tim Walz has called the National Guard out to protect Minnesotans from federal agents. I know. I agree. Oh my God. And I just have to say that I don't want to be up here talking about this. And I don't think you want to be out there listening to this. Am I right? None of us want this. None of us want this. And yet, for us to not talk about it would be too much of a moral burden on each of our hearts. We would have to require ourselves to be morally impaired. So either we talk about it or we harm ourselves. Either we speak up, either we address it, either we live into the power of the people and bend the arc of the moral universe, or we do an injustice to everyone, including ourselves. And yes, it is scary. The temptation is to turn away, to rest in whatever privilege we may have. But as David's word said, it's coming here. It's coming here too. as we come together, taking back our power. Because when we are sitting at home alone in isolation, who's winning here? The fascists are winning. They have terrorized you and they have shut you down. But when we come together, taking back our power and reshaping reality itself, we are helping to open more eyes, more hearts, and more minds to the truth, maybe even past brother. So this, my friends, is how we bend the moral arc of the universe towards justice. We cannot look the other way, so we show up together with each other, for one another, always with love at the center of who we are. I saw a great quote from Valerie Kaur. I don't know if you know who Valerie Kaur is. Anyhow, she said in Minneapolis, "Our dream is more powerful than your nightmare." Speaking to this administration, isn't that great? Our dream is more powerful than your nightmare. My friends, I know more people will suffer. We will all feel more stress and anxiety, and I'm sorry, there's no way I can take that away or anyone else. There's no stopping it. But we can take action, grow new seeds of hope, new trees of light, even though it is hard and scary. But we can follow in the footsteps of our Unitarian Universalist colleagues, other congregations, and our UU ancestors, and hold on to each other with love and with courage. Keep using our collective moral imagination to dream of a better world and to dream that world into reality and keep showing up to make it happen. Our dream is more powerful than your nightmare. And in solidarity with each of you and with each and every person who is suffering at the hands of this administration, we pray, may justice prevail, and may we make it so. Amen. Let's sing. Please rise. Perfect song for this moment.
There's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell.
friends, look at the hand you are holding, if you are holding hands. And if you haven't connected in whatever way feels comfortable to you, I invite you to connect with those around you. This is what matters. This connection, this love, this is what's going to keep us going. I want to share the same words I shared last week for our closing words, if you don't mind them through tears. We've come together today to share our deepest concerns, speaking and singing words of inspiration and hope. We have committed ourselves to do what we can to ease the burdens of those who suffer and to stand for decency and compassion. We have pledged to work for a more wholesome environment for us and for all the generations that will follow. But these are just words. The hymns we sing are just songs. All our reflections are just idle thoughts. When we convert them all into loving and responsible action throughout the week, then and only then will this morning become what we want it to be, a true time of worship. So my friends, let us carry this forward and live our values in the world and make this worship mean something. May it be so. Invite us to sing our congregational response.